This case has saved my magic career on many occasions. And I'm going to show you exactly how. Hey everyone, Stephen here, and in today's video I will be showing you exactly what's inside my emergency hybrid magic case. So if that sounds interesting, just keep watching. So this here is my emergency hybrid magic case. This is a case that I have used in many emergencies and it has saved my career on many occasions. Inside this case I have everything I need for hosting an event. I also have everything I need for performing close-up magic. As well as that, I've got everything I need to perform a 45-minute cabaret show. Along with a few other things, this case lives in my car. As well as this case, a few other things live in the car. We have a press suit that is always ready to go. The suit is adaptable to multiple styles, whether it is a high-end corporate gig or even something a little bit more casual. As well as that, in my car I have my emergency kit bag, which basically means if I ever need anything, it is in there. If you'd like me to do a little video on what's in the kit bag, leave a little comment down below. I'll be more than happy to show it. And the last thing that I keep that is really important is a Bill Abbott Park Smart table. With all these things combined is a recipe for success, and it will allow me to be ready to go at any point to head out and do a magic gig. So I am now going to show you exactly what's inside this magic case, so let's head over to the office. Boom! And we're now in the studio and I'm going to show you what's inside this hybrid magic case. Okay, so what is the case? Basically this is just a £30 briefcase from Amazon. It had to have one feature and I had to open like this and allow me to hold whatever I wanted. So I just went on Amazon, typed in briefcase, black leather briefcase. This isn't even leather. Nope, it is just plastic. But it looks the part, so I bought it and it has solved every problem ever since. Okay, so starting off in the bottom, we have this. This is my close-up solution. It really is a second video in itself to show you what's in this, but this is basically everything I need to perform 2 hours of strolling magic. So in here we have some flash paper, business cards, a deck of cards, we have sponge balls, a sponge 4, a Zippo lighter, my wee giveaway thing that I do, a Sharpie, and 8 ball. This is basically packed into this is like hand luggage regulation toiletry bag, and this just sits in the bag with everything that I need for close-up magic. So that's the close-up magic. Literally is as little as I need to perform 2 hours of close-up. As well as that, inside we have everything that I need to host an event and also perform a 45-minute cabaret show. For those that don't know, I do corporate hosting. I do hosting at weddings. As well as that, I perform a show called the One Trick Wonder, which is this one right here. And it is basically a show that is a combination of magic, comedy, mind reading, all to the soundtrack of nostalgia. One thing that I need for that is this. This is my mobile phone. On here I have literally everything that I need in terms of music, visuals for the AV team. So everything's on my phone and it's always ready to go because it can be accessed anywhere. All I need is an internet connection. So some of the stuff that I use in my hosting, I also use in the One Trick Wonder. I'm going to just basically show you what's in here and you can decide where it slots in yourself, whether it's a hosting trick or if it's one that I do in the show. Alright, so starting off, let's have a wee look. First of all, we have these 3 things. We have a notepad. This is used in conjunction with Cody's comedy book test and fibre optics. So this is a routine that I've combined together. It is a trick that I worked on with the marvellous Matthew Wright at the Chamber of Secrets in Torremolinos. And this alone is an 8-minute routine of comedy, magic and interaction. So moving on, we actually have 2 other tricks and I'll explain the difference between these. This is Mine, Yours and Minnie by Paul Martin, and this is Mine, Yours and Mystery by Paul Martin. So depending on a few factors, the show that I'm doing, the environment, the audience, and really my mood, it depends what version I do. Whether I do the big version that lasts a couple more minutes longer, or the nice short and snappy version. Alright, so moving on, we also have a balloon pump and an envelope that says balloons on it. This is for my balloon swallow routine. Alright, so moving on, next we have this and this. This is a small close-up pad. I use this on my table. As I said, I always have the Bill Abbott Pack Smart table with me. And this is a chop cup. In here, I have the balls, but as well as that, I have a lemon for life and a fake egg. This will allow me to do my chop cup routine. And sometimes, if I take this case with me and the environment allows, I'll carry this in my pockets and I'll do it for kind of close up. So it is multifunctional. I use it as hosting, I use it in cabaret, but also in close up as well. Okay, so moving on, we have a few decks of cards. Now, these decks of cards are all for different things, and as I go through it, I will explain to you what these are for. So first of all, we have a deck of cards here, and this has some duplicate cards, and for those that know, this is for a David Williamson trick, torn and transposed. It's a great trick. I love doing it. And again, I do it close up, but also I perform it on stage. I've done it as hosting. I've done it as part of the Majomedy show, which is that one, which is my retired show that I don't do anymore, but fantastic trick. Okay, so the next trick is this. This is Big Reaction by Andy Nyman. Now this is the ideal hosting trick because you can get the audience really fired up before you introduce someone. I have used this in comedy clubs, I have used this at corporate events, and it gets absolutely fantastic reactions. I do highly recommend this. Moving on, we also have this, a normal deck of cards. The next trick that we have is this. This is the Drink Deck by Mark Bennett. I know that it's the Drink Deck because I've got the advertising card for it. Just slotted in the back, that way I know what one it is. I use this the exact same way that I use Joshua J's Prism deck, which is also a rainbow deck. So this is set up for the routine from that. And then next we have this. This is Cube Cards by Kev G. This is used in conjunction with one of my 2 Rubik's Cube routines. As well as that, I also have a couple of Rubik's Cubes and a few other things that's part of my other Rubik's Cube act, but I will explain that in a little bit. So this is the ending of one of the routines that I'll do. I do this mainly if we're cut short on time, because this cuts out half of the routine, but it doesn't diminish the impact. And the last deck is this. This is for Celebrity Smart Arse by Bill Abbott. So as well as that, I also do have a prediction. And inside, I actually have a different prediction from normal. I've modified it slightly to suit me a little bit better and modernised it, because some of the selections in the Bill Abbott version are kind of out of date now in 2023. So next we have a few other things. We have these. These are Rubik's Cubes, but one of these is Henry Harris's Rubik's 360. As well as that, I have some juggling balls, because I juggle as part of my show. Moving on, we also have the Cube and Bottle routine, and I also have this. This is from the Cube and Bottle project, which is basically, it's wrapped in a sock, and inside it is just a Rubik's Cube. This is a non-gimmicked Rubik's Cube. I use this in my version of the routine from the Rubik's Cube project, Cube and Bottle project. And I use this as a story about me and a story about my struggles and my trials and tribulations. And that is from the One Trick Wonder show, but it was also written for the Delusions of Grandeur specifically, but I've adapted the routine so that it is more practical basically, so it can be done at more events. So that is the bottom of the case. So that is what's in the bottom. We will now go to the top of the case, and at the top we have some Sharpies. These are just totally random, just normal Sharpies. we also have, for some reason I've got a Vanishing Ink Sharpie, which is pretty cool. And I believe this is, yeah, it's just a regular Sharpie. So these are all just regular Sharpies. You can never have too many, especially when you're hosting, because when you're hosting, things can change, and it's good to have a wee Sharpie to just black it out and write a wee note at the side. And lastly, we have some bags. These are just party bags that are used for the Rubik's Cube routine. So there we have it. That is this week's video. If you have enjoyed it, comment down below and let me know what's in your case, what's your essential requirements. Is there any way that you're always ready to go? Could be an EDC. So let me know in the comments down below. And there we have it. That is this week's video. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. Switch the notification bell on, because every time I post a new video, you'll be notified. I'm now going to go put this in the car. See you soon.